Okay, Jess, here's what I need you to do. I need you to spend more time on our larger customers and less time on the others. Now, I need you to give this 100% or we're not going to hit our targets. Any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Good. I knew I could count on you. Now let's get out there and go get them.
Conversations like this take place all the time, every day, and they achieve nothing. They're not objective setting, they're pep talks, and they don't work. So how should you do it? Well, if someone is going to achieve an objective, two things must be in place: commitment and clarity. Commitment, the employee must be committed to achieving the objective, and clarity, the employee must know exactly what they're expected to do.
Okay, Jess, let's talk about what we needed to achieve. I'd like to begin with the corporate goals. How familiar are you with those?
Well, I know we're trying to grow this year, right?
If someone is going to be committed to achieving an objective, they need to understand what it is, agree with it, and so be motivated to achieve it. If you want someone to agree with an objective, you need to spend time putting it in context for them and showing them the advantages of achieving it.
That's right. Specifically, we're looking to grow 10% in the North American market to compensate for weaknesses internationally. How do you feel about those goals?
10%? That sounds like a lot.
It is a lot, but we can achieve it. Do you know what we mean when we talk about an immature market?
Well, you mean like for kids' toys?
Not quite. It's one that isn't developed yet, one that has a lot of room to grow.
Now, some people argue that you need to involve employees in setting objectives or they won't be committed to them. That might well be true with senior team members, but the important thing generally is that employees believe in the desirability and achievability of objectives, regardless of whether or not they help to set them.
It sounds great. We should be able to make that goal, and if we do, it'll open up a lot of opportunities for us.
Good. Now let's talk about how you can contribute to that goal. Firstly, what are your ideas? How do you think you can make this happen?
Once you've explained the overall goals, asking people for their ideas about how they as individuals can help achieve these goals can be a great motivator, and questions are the key.
Well, I can't increase the number of hours in a week.
No, you can't.
So how can I use that time more effectively?
What do you think? How can you?
I spend a lot of time on our smaller customers who don't buy a lot. I wonder if I could redirect that time to our larger customers.
Okay. How are you going to do that?
Spending time with your team to talk through objectives and to get their commitment is always time well spent. They're going to be more committed if they've decided to do something themselves than if you've just told them to do it. Now we come to clarity. People have to be clear about what they're expected to achieve.
So the idea is you'll spend every morning only working with the large customers, and if smaller customers need attention, you'll leave those to the afternoon.
Right.
But what if smaller customers call?
They hardly ever call these days, but I'll deal with them if they do. It's the email responses that take the time.
There's no better way to ensure that objectives are clear than to use SMART. A SMART objective is one that is specific. That means you can say exactly what it is. It's measurable. There's an outcome that you can gauge or observe. You know that it's either achieved or it's not. Achievable. That is, with proper performance, it's realistic for them to achieve it. Relevant. It needs to contribute to the overall shared goals. And time-bounded. It can be achieved in a given time period.
So let's nail this down. What are you going to do differently that you don't do already?
I am going to use the mornings to talk exclusively to customers who have the potential to spend over $100,000 a month.
And what are you expecting to happen as a result of that?
An increase in sales.
Right, but how much?
I think we can get an extra $50,000 that way.
And how long do you think it'll be before we see that increase?
It takes 3 months on average to close a sale, so 3 months.
Well, let's say 4 months, just to give you a cushion while you're making the change, okay?
Sure, that sounds fair.
So now she's committed. She wants to achieve the objective and she's clear. She has an objective that is well defined, specific, that has a measurable outcome, in this case an increase of $50,000 per month, and she has a time frame in which to achieve it. Oh, and the objective is clearly relevant to the overall goals and is something that she can achieve on her own.
So let's review. You said you were going to spend your mornings only on customers with budgets over $100,000. How's that going?
It's more difficult than I thought, Chris. But I think I am spending at least half a day a week more than I used to with our large customers.
Okay, well, how about the numbers? You said $50,000 a month. I'm seeing around a $20,000 a month increase.
Not what I had hoped.
Yeah, but you're going in the right direction, Jess. Now let's see if we can build on this.
It was Dwight D. Eisenhower who said, "Plans are nothing, planning is everything." The point about setting objectives is that it brings your business under control. Now, the chances are you won't hit your objective exactly. You may over or undershoot, but you'll know why and you'll be able to replan accordingly. But the best tool you have is objectives that people are committed to and which are clear and measurable with agreed timeframes.